Hi everyone, Christiane Yates with Platinum Real Estate here to talk about forbearance agreements. Been a lot of talk about them, a lot of confusion, and just wanted to kind of give a little bit of background on what a forbearance agreement is. So a forbearance agreement, first of all, is going to be just a temporary hold on your payments, and not on the interest accrued, not on the amount that you owe, just on making the payments. So what we're seeing right now in today's times is about 3 months time to put on a forbearance agreement. Now, the next part of confusion and question is how do you pay that money back after the 3 months is over? And I know a lot of lenders were saying, hey, after the 3 months, you're going to have to owe all this money and pay it back right then. Well, that's not really how it's going to work. The lenders are now required to reach out to you because of everything that's going on all over the country. They're going to reach out to you 30 days prior to that period ending. So if you have a 90-day hold, at the end of 60 days, they should be reaching out to you and coming up with a solution. Okay, now how do we get back onto track? How do we get those payments made back that you still owe? So that's one thing. The thing is how it gets paid back. They can come up with a loan repayment plan. So again, we'll just go with this scenario, 3 months. 3 months might be stretched over depending on what you can afford and what you work out with your lender. You might have that 3 month period to be paid over a 12-month period. So what's going to happen is each month you're going to have your regular mortgage payment, and then you're going to have however those 3 months broken down are, whatever amount that comes out to. So you're going to have a little extra payment for 12 months if you break that repayment plan over 12 months or however long that you break that up. So that's one way. Another way is going to be deferred payments or a type of loan modification. And what that's going to be is where they take the interest that is accrued over these 3 months and they tack it on to the back of your loan. That now becomes principal balance instead of interest owed. So this is what's also referred to as capitalization of interest. So if you hear that term, that's what they're referring to. Take your interest that is not paid, put it onto the back of the loan. Now amortized over the life of the loan, you're now paying interest on top of that interest. Now, over the big scheme of things and everybody needing some assistance right now, that's not really such a bad thing in these cases, unless you're in a position to pay it all back. That's really still a great scenario to go. There's another type of loan modification that can be done, and that's where you really change a lot more of the terms of your loan. So let's say, for example, you might have a 5% interest rate currently with your lender. You can do a loan modification to reduce your interest rate. You might get it down to 3%. You might get it down to 4%. Sometimes those percentage decreases are going to be done for the life of the loan. Sometimes they'll be done in graduated periods. So we've seen them where they will do like as low as a 1% for 1 year. Next year it goes 2%, 3%, until you bring it back up to where you originally were. That's one way of doing the modification. Again, like I said, there's also a modification where you can have the interest rate reduced for the term of the loan, which is great too. The other thing that they can do is, let's say you have 25 years left on a 30-year loan. They might extend your loan out to another 30 years, or not 30 years in addition to your 25, but extend your 25 to 30. They might even extend your 25 years or whatever you have left to 40 years. So what happens when they do that, now you're going to have more interest over the life of the loan that is paid to your lender if you carry out that loan for the full term. However, again, in the big scheme of things, could help you drastically afford your house a little bit easier. Because let's face it, we don't know for some of us what's going to happen at the end of this, and there's just so much craziness going on. Some of you might be going back to work, same pay, no changes. Some of you might not have really missed a whole lot of work period. There's going to be people that go back to the same jobs, either reduced hours, reduced pay. There's going to be people that can't go back to the same jobs and start someplace else. We don't know what people's financial positions are going to be, and it's just best to know what all of your options are and make sure you're working something that is most affordable to you and your family. And All I can say is the next step is every agreement that you have with your lender, make sure it's in writing. Do not think that you're going to call your lender and say, hey, I'm out of work right now, I need a forbearance agreement. Someone else on the other end says, yeah, great, you've got it. You've got a forbearance agreement, and think all is good. It's not. You need to have everything in writing. And once you get that in writing, you go through it, you're not sure, you have some questions on something, please reach out to someone that can help you. Don't sign something just in case it's something that you can't commit to. There's a lot of confusion with everything going on right now, but ultimately there is help for you. It's just making sure you get the right help to fit your needs, and making sure you have somebody that you can trust that can help you through it all as well if you have any questions. You may not have questions. It may be simple and everything works out great for you. And all I can say again is, if you have any questions, always please feel free to reach out to me or another realtor or another financial advisor, short sale, loan modification, attorneys, whatever it is, whoever it is that you feel like is in your wheelhouse of strength to help you through this, great, but do it. You're not alone. And stay safe and well, everybody. Bye for now.